What's up, guys? So I'm gonna today review another Lucio Fulci movie, which is the first in the Gates of Hell trilogy that he did, and I watched The Beyond first, and that's the second one released, so I should have watched this one first. But I didn't realize that whenever I watched The Beyond, so oops, that's okay. But let's talk about City of the Living Dead, which is, again, I watched it last night, and it's the second Fulci movie I've watched, and The Beyond I just watched for the first time a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited to delve into Lucio Fulci, because I really love Argento, and I've seen 7 or 8 of his films overall, and he probably has like 20-ish, but I've seen a good amount of Argento, and I really do love the majority of the Argento movies I've seen. And I wanted to delve into Fulci, and I'm going to eventually delve into Mario Bava as well. But I love The Beyond. I thought The Beyond was a really incredible horror movie. Like, it was truly effective and disgusting, and the kills were out there where I never have seen them before like that. Because of the distinction between Italian horror and American horror, like, there's such a distinct difference, and I really love seeing Italian horror with these differences, and gore and effects. And going into City of the Living Dead, I really was excited because I thought, oh, this will probably be really, really great like The Beyond. And watching it, I didn't dislike it, but I really don't like it as much as The Beyond. Like, I don't think this is a movie that is, in terms of like gore and story, it's really kind of more lackluster in my opinion than The Beyond was. Because this one, I don't know, like, it's got a totally fine story, and these characters are fine, but it's like, it's not as interesting, and the gore is, it seems like there wasn't somebody to really, like, a professional to do practical effects, because there's kills that are good, but they're made in a way where you could tell, like, oh, it's not like they had much to make with these effects. Even though there are some really good effects. Like, for example, there's some really great kills. Like, I guess I'll spoil a couple kills. They aren't really spoiling them. I mean, you'll know what they are, but you have to see them to believe how good some of these kills are. But the drill kill is really, really great and really effective. And the kill with the couple in the car, that moment is really great, but also it's a moment where it's obvious, like, you look at it like, this is not the same as, like, watching The Beyond and the effects on that one, like, just in terms of, like, gore. Like, it's weird, because this, I don't want to spoil those deaths with the couple in the car, because they're really effective, but you can tell, like, they didn't have as much of a budget with that. Like, it just looked like, you could tell it's more fake, I guess, if that makes any sense, even though it's all fake, but more fake practical effect. If that makes any sense, I feel like nobody's gonna understand me. But the kills were good, like, they were effective, but I felt like they didn't make me cringe. They made me just go, oh, that's cool. But I'd never, like, The Beyond, I watched that, and those kills were truly effective, like, in a way where I just could not watch a couple of kills in The Beyond. Even though I did see them, it was hard to watch them because they were that intense, and that disturbing. And this one, they aren't really disturbing, they're a little more silly, just because they aren't as good of effects, practical effects, as, like, The Beyond was. And the story's fine, and I like how it's a different type of zombie story. Where, like, this clergyman kills himself, and then all these people keep encountering the dead clergyman, like, appearing. So I did like that. I did like how it was different. I liked how it was a different type of horror movie, or different type of zombie horror movie. Like, it wasn't exactly the same as, like, it's more of a supernatural thing, as opposed to, like, Night of the Living Dead, where, like, in this one, it's because of a person who killed himself and then comes back and then starts creating all these zombies. Like, I do think that's really cool, and really effective. So the story is good and unique and cool, and the kills are cool, but I just really didn't love it as much as The Beyond. Like, it's totally fine. This is a totally fine movie, but it's just watching those two very close together, I thought that this one was definitely the weaker one out of the two, and really like some things about it, and then there's things that are just like, okay, the story's just kind of okay. The kills are good, but they're just kind of more fake. And it's weird to say fake because I feel like people again don't understand what I'm saying, but I just thought that this was a totally fine movie. It's just not like The Beyond, and it's again just watching both of those close to the same time. It's weird, and it's such a distinction between the two, in my opinion. So overall, I really did still enjoy this movie. I just didn't love it. I didn't think it was incredible, but it had good things about it. It was good and effective in ways it should be. Just a little more dated, I guess you could say, than The Beyond. So even though The Beyond has moments that could be considered dated too, and I watched that and thought, oh, there's a couple moments like that too, but I feel like that's more disturbing and more scary. So yeah, this one just overall was fine. It was totally a fine horror slasher movie, but it just didn't do much like as The Beyond did. Like it's just totally fine. It's totally a fine Fulci movie. For my second Fulci movie, it's totally fine, totally serviceable. So that's all I could say about this one, City of the Living Dead. Tell me down below what you guys think of this one, and thank you guys so much for watching.